Ah, cool. I see myself on YouTube. Hopefully, I'll be able to hear myself on YouTube. Never did this before, coming from Zoom. I do hear myself. All right. So that's exciting. I'm just getting prepared here to host a second Aquarius Renaissance Roundtable. I'm sitting on the floor of my little apartment in a place that's called a co-living. It's called play working. I should do quotes on both of those. Play working, where we play and work, right? Or we play like we're working. No, I'm in Montenegro, and yeah, it's a on the Lustica Peninsula. This building where I'm staying, with actually I haven't counted. There's maybe it's over 10 other residents here. It's a rotating community. People come and stay, and it's still low season at the moment. So even in low season, we have a good little crowd here, and so it's interesting experience. Got people from Brazil, from England, from Russia. Um, where else? From the States, couple different states, California, Florida, North Carolina, and so it's interesting community. Kind of we were talking about whether or not it's an intentional community, and I just made sure that I was signed up for the intentional community summit that the Live Free Academy with John Bush is hosting, uh, coming up pretty soon here. And yeah, the owner of this place was like, "Yeah, I mean, we're an intentional community." He hadn't, we determined that that's what it is. He hadn't heard of the term, um, but and there's levels of intentionality. And here it's kind of very loose, right? People are digital nomads. It's geared towards a digital nomad crowd. And anyway, that's where I am, and I'm happy to be exploring the Balkans. I've been here a month. I've been here 1 month now in Montenegro, and I like it how it has the word grow inside there. Montenegro, as you may be aware, it means Black Mountain. Chernagora, I think is how you say it in the local language. Um, Something like that, Chernagora. And actually, I'm not sure the exact story as to why the official name of it is in Spanish. There must have been some Spanish that like settled here for a while. That's my guess. I haven't seen that yet. And yeah, I'm here in Europe since several months. Uh, Spent the summer in Italy in Damanhur, where they also talk about the Renaissance, a return to our ancient wisdom cultures. Damanhur is named after a city in Egypt, and Damanhur means city of light. And it's, the culture in Egypt, where I'll also be going this year, by the way. I'm very excited to go explore. My first time in Africa, and it's uh, it was a high civilization. I mean, they built these pyramids. Scientists don't even know how they managed it. Egyptology claims to know, but they don't. Uh, there was clearly some higher level of technology or consciousness needed to achieve such structures. And, there are claims made by Thoth in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, which is an ancient archaeological discovery of this tablet, that he says in there, "I built the pyramids." So, and I don't know, there's not a lot of elaboration as to the methods that were involved, but we're talking about like over 10,000 years ago. 12,000 years ago, rather than what Egyptology is talking about. But this summer I've had the experience of being a part of resurgence in ancient wisdom cultures, and that's what the Renaissance was and is, and there's a lot of it happening in Italy, and so I've been connecting with that culture as well, being in Piemonte in the northwest of Italy all summer, and now we have this return of it was that time it was a return of classical ideas that the humans aren't just such lowly, worthless beings as we came to believe about ourselves during the Dark Ages. And there was a return of the admiration for humans as the beauty that we hold in our body, minds, and spirits that we are, and the classical the knowledge coming back to Pythagoras and to Aristotle and this this interest and zest for life again that was reborn in the Renaissance after this period of darkness. Surprisingly, there was such a religious focus of life during the Dark Ages, and that you know actually that's the realization that a lot of people are hiding from themselves. The uh, the realization that it's actually this God spell, this the the church and the religion is at the center of the things which limit us. And actually, the word religion means to bind back, right? Or to bind again. It's a binding and a limiting of our potential, and that's by design. This God spell that I mentioned, this concept that there is a divinity outside of us and that we are far beneath it, um, is kind of the central crisis. And I remember when I was in high school, I had all these uh, kids around me talking about how, oh, I'm going through an identity crisis, and I was just like, what are these guys talking about? Like an identity crisis? Like, because I don't know, in myself, at least in my waking mind, I felt like, okay, this is who I am, and that's like, like it's just who I am, so I guess I know who I am. And I realize it's a lot more complex than that. There's a lot more programming. I've been blessed in this lifetime to to have a clear connection, to have a strong connection with the light of my soul, with the eternal spirit that is within all of us, and to have the conscious awareness of, that it's not so much knowing not so much like knowing in an intellectual way. It's more of just a feeling of self-assuredness that a lot of people these days are lacking because of these programs in our culture that have been pushed on the masses, telling us we are less than divine and we are apart from nature rather than a part of nature. And in fact, now science, for the last century actually, has been revealing to us through um, demonstrable uh, experiments and questioning of the nature of reality that actually we are more than just a part. We are the whole of creation, each and every one of us, because the nature of reality is such that the whole is contained in all parts. It's a hologram. It's a hollowed, sacred existence that we are each divine creators within. And so the purpose of these Renaissance round tables well, I'm just the only one talking here at the moment, is is to inspire a connection with that truth and to help us live it. And it's not like I'm living it and I want to help others to live it. It's like uh it's like I want us all to help each other, and I can be of service and to instigate and to, just to take the time to connect and to focus our attention and come back to this truth again. And rather than having a ritual or a habit of going to a church that tells us that uh, we need to give our power away to the the phantom God that's beyond and somewhere distant, far removed, or that isn't within us somehow. Isn't that confusing? Instead of doing all that, we can take time to connect with ourselves. And so that's the purpose. That's what I want to facilitate here, is this connection and this, kind of contemplation about who it is that we truly are, what we are capable of, and how we can manage to express that effectively, even in the face of all these other programs that are out there, and the persistence of uh, this lower than uh, consciousness, and the persistence of this consciousness of division, of separation, isolation, the rugged individual culture of America, where I grew up, where people are uncomfortable having a conversation with each other, uh, because it's been, I don't know, we're not supposed to talk to strangers, was what we were told as kids, but really it's been more, I mean, it's more like don't talk to people. Like, I think that actually the internet and social media, web 2, as they say, has really kind of detracted from our personal interactions a lot. Uh, and yeah, maybe that's the reason why I'm the only one here at the moment. Could be also that I just don't spend enough time messaging out there, or cultivating relationships. I know that for me, I'll talk about me since I'm the only one here. Uh, I've been on this global journey, you know, this this adventure, and uh, I haven't been keeping up with the relationships as I should. And I learned that from my childhood, from my family, how we lived in 4 places, 4 years, one place, and then we lived in 3 years, another place, and then we lived in 7 years, lived in another place for 7 years, and then moved for another 4 years, and then moved again. And so I've just kind of kept that pattern going, but even shortening the amount of time I'll spend 6 months here or just a few weeks. It's a big, beautiful world to explore, and that's the choices I've made. Uh, but now I'm looking to build community, and I have been building community in learning. And part of the goal, another goal, not once we have, but at the same time, in a parallel effort of while we're cultivating a stronger sense of our self and our ability uh, to live from that awareness of the divine nature of each one of us, expressed in a unique way that's beautiful, and to live from a validated and therefore activated place. Uh, Another simultaneous quest that we can share is is to be building uh, towards connected community, um, towards a greater understanding of each other, And that's a beautiful thing. We can, as my first permaculture teacher said, his name is Stephen Brooks, by the way. Uh, he said, we can feed two birds with one plate. We're not out here killing birds, throwing stones. Uh, we are providing and stacking functions as this permaculture is how can we put how can we do one activity and have that activity serve multiple functionalities and achieve multiple goals. Uh, so so that's the goal that I would like to have with creating this regular meeting time, this roundtable discussion, and uh, and like I said, it's inner work, and then it's work for it's re-socializing, right? It's and also just learning from other perspectives and towards a greater connection with the earth that is actually who we all are. So this is the vision, this is the hope. I did have some enthusiastic responses about people wanting to come and be here with me. And let me just check on YouTube to see if anyone's on checking it out. Does it show me someplace? I'm sure it would, right? I was just watching John Bush on the Live Free Academy channel, and it showed some viewership numbers. I think it did, but I don't see here anything. So, and I don't see anything in the chat. But I was gonna say, if there was somebody tuning on YouTube, they wanted to hop in Zoom with me, I can send a link. And but otherwise, I just will continue to share, because I sent out an email kind of outlining what I hope to cover with these. And now, I'm going to make this a weekly thing, and you know, I'll figure out how to invite more people. I'll figure out how to kind of make it more conducive. Maybe I'm not just sitting in the floor of my room, or maybe I'll figure out better um, arrangements, and step by step can improve and grow. It's I mean, the other thing I wanted to talk about also is the people's reset. I turned to my notes where I might have written something else, but I see about the people's reset, and I I scheduled this right afterwards. I mean, it ended on Monday, right? I think, or maybe Sunday. No, Sunday was the last day of the people's reset, and then now today is Wednesday, and I was hoping to like carry forward some great inspiration, and I mean, I am, uh, but I want to share that, and so I'm I'm reaching out to people to, but it was kind of, it was very short notice for this one, so that's where we're at with that. But to share more about what it is that I want to do with these gatherings, which I invite you to co-create with me. Oh, wait, hold on, I passed it. And then if anybody does watch this on YouTube and they are interested, how you can, um, what I'll do is I'll share a link to sign up to my email list and or Telegram. I have a Telegram channel, and I'll drop it in the chat here on YouTube, in case this little speech I've made about a trajectory, a plan for sharing and growth, allowing us to reconnect with the inner divinity, to express it in a healthy way, to help others to do the same, to lift each other up, mutual understanding, cultural exchange. As we come from different backgrounds, we all have our unique cultural perspectives that we have to share. And I love doing that. I mean, I'm um, a language a passionista, let's say. I love to I love to go in and immerse myself in other cultures, and that's that's the reason that I'm here in Montenegro at the moment. Uh, I've been staying in Italy, learning, picking up the Italian language, and I mentioned Damanhur. They have their own sacred language, very interesting, and they have signs. Um, okay, so I'm gonna just share this link over in the YouTube for anyone that wants to sign up to my newsletter. To participate in future roundtable adventures. Because these are adventures. We are exploring ourselves. Hopefully, we'll be able to explore one another in depth and, you know, grow the brotherhood, the sisterhood of mankind, grow in connection, in in love for one another and in support. So yes, so there's that. And then that was on the way to just mention like other themes that I would like to introduce. And like I said, I'm open to co-creating this and a roundtable. Um, so I mentioned that the level of consciousness, our personal identity, how it's been manipulated, through a lot of torture, basically, through a lot of persecution and uh, uh, subconscious messaging that we get through the media, particularly heavy in the modern times. Uh, Before that was, all coming from the church and from the government propaganda. From that's that's all along a lot of built up um, messaging throughout the many long years of our place as servants to an elite, right? That the the Pharaoh, the the God-made man on the earth, the Pope. These are the central figures of power over. But the reason we're having an Aquarian Renaissance is Aquarius is all about power with and community, liquid democracy, allowing us to, I mean, this technology of that we all have in our phones, allowing us to instantly connect, to also educate ourselves. Uh, it's really a game changer when we actually use it. We can take control of, we can vote on every topic. There's no more need for representative democracy. Also, we can delegate or undelegate based on people that we know that we trust to have a greater understanding of a given issue. Um, so that's a direction we want to move into. And serendipitously, there's this libertarian group that's developing extensively in that arena and in the proving ground of liquid democracy using their tokenized uh, yeah, it's they call it tokenomics. Like it's a blockchain technology allowing us to exchange value freely and to exchange, um, you know, uh, information and allow us to co-create. The other themes I would like to talk about going forward in these weekly roundtables are, ways of relating how we relate with the natural environment, taking in a lot of, hopefully we can bring in a lot of different perspectives from our uh, our indigenous roots that each of us have. No matter who you are, where you come from, there is within you a lineage um, of your ancestors that goes back to a time when we lived in close connection with the earth and in stewardship. And uh, you know, some of our ancestors were very, uh, let's see, domineering, and they went out and conquered. Uh, and yet, still going back and back, there is this there is this agrarian, this, and then even going further back, this hunter-gatherer, um, deep connection. And I'll share another interesting thing from my first permaculture course. I mentioned Stephen Brooks and the feeding two birds with one plate. I had another teacher in that course, Itai Halbin, and he mentioned his perspective that the two man-made things you can see from space, obviously there's more than two, but this is the way he phrased it, they are the Sahara Desert and the Amazon rainforest. And that kind of threw us off a lot. But it represents two different, methods of relating to the environment that people had. The desertification was brought about by a lot of grain farming and uh, livestock, people having herds of goats and other animals. And on the other hand, in the Amazon, people they got to know the plants really well. They knew the ones that were helpful for them and they cultivated them actively and paid attention to how they were thriving and encouraged them to thrive. And are they thriving, right? That's a jungle down there. And unfortunately, it's under attack by industry. But for so long, because of the loving caretaking, stewardship that took place of the indigenous peoples, that region thrived and it became the biological marvel that it is, ecological marvel that it is. And we can create more places like that. That is within our ability. It's just a question of how we relate. Are we paying attention to the needs of the plants, the beings, and seeing how they can benefit us and how we can benefit them and how we can help them to benefit each other. That is, our capacity, our gift. Uh, the other animals on the earth, they are moving more in an instinctual kind of way, um, and we have this uh, brain that gets us into so much trouble, but also it can be used for tremendous uh, blessing of the earth, for tremendous transformation towards a beautiful plan and a beautiful flexibility that changes that plan uh, to optimize and modify. That's one of another permaculture principles is always taking feedback, self-regulating, and that's the other direction that I want to move is with these talks is that we become increasingly self-regulating, that we take our power our uh, agency in the world into our own hands. And starting just with our individual selves and how we can master our habits. Uh, that's a conscious challenge in and of itself. And I think that alone, if we become conscious of the effects that the decisions that we're making on a daily basis, uh, how they're affecting our own health, and to truly to love ourselves enough to stop bad habits and self-destructive tendencies and to move into life-affirming, healthy, robust uh, rituals of daily connection to the things that truly nourish us uh, on a physical level, on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on an emotional level, with our social connections and with our deep prayers and our and we need connection with nature. We need to come back into conscious co-creation with plants and animals and the other invisible beings that are part of nature, that are part of us. We are nature. We are all one, and it's about learning that again, and actually living from that space. Uh, so that kind of sums it up, right? That's our secret recipe for creative uh, bliss. That's our secret recipe for self actualization and for peace. So I know it was short notice on this one. Oh look, we got Harlan. Harlan.
Uh,
Hey Harlan.
I muted. Okay, there I am.
How you
Okay, let me
doing? How you
shut off.
doing?
Hold on, let me shut off the music. I was just emailing you. Oh my God, I'm not quite ready. Hold on. Where's my music? Good. Where are you in Europe?
Yeah, I'm in Montenegro.
Montenegro. I'm not turning on my camera because I just rolled out of bed and my hair is still standing up, even though it's 10:30 and
No
I've been up
worries. That's a great picture
8.
you've got.
I got up at 8. I did this hour-long meditation. I don't know. And then I kind of fell back asleep. And so nobody else showed up today for this one. This
No,
is the
I didn't give too much notice. I mean, like I mentioned before the People's Reset, so last
yeah.
week that I would like to kind of follow it up quickly with another.
And so I was just replying to, are you part of the People's Reset? Saying, hey, I tried joining a little late and never let in. And then you let me in. So let me get rid of that email.
Oh
And
yeah, sorry. I was looking at another screen.
yeah, yeah. And also, no, it wasn't happening. So you were just like, yeah, not even expecting. Well, whatever it is. It's pretty cool that you're doing it every week now. So I'm going to try to jump on when I can because I love stuff
Cool.
like this. And I'm getting ready to do the Conscious Life Expo in LAX on
Great.
Friday morning. I'm driving in there early, setting up a table with my books, some portal models, my portal pendants, um, and I kind of want to turn the video on, but literally I was just about to shave and brush my teeth and comb my hair, and also you can hear my voice. I've been getting over this cold, so
Oh,
I'm
dang.
a little scratchy throat, but I'm pretty much over it. Hopefully by now. And Montenegro, where is Montenegro?
It's just south of Croatia.
It's a country.
It's a little Balkan country.
Wow, how long have you
Um,
been there?
I've been here a month.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I've been following you a little. I get the emails and stuff, and I saw, some of your different posts and stuff, but only a little. Like I'm not, just keeping my eye on what you're up to.
cool.
And the fact that you're doing this, which is cool. Like I used to do this New Earth visioning Zoom calls last year, the year before, and I kind of feel like, I should try to get back on doing it. And for whatever reason, I haven't been super focused. and able to, you start to do them again. But you did, this is only the second one, right? You did the first
Right,
one just last month. And I
right.
think you had a few people, right?
Yeah, two people, my brother Ren
Oh,
and Fernando Vosa
oh my
showed up.
God, that guy, he's a character.
He
I
is.
had I interviewed him even for my channel at his request, even though I feel bad because, he is aligned with what I'm doing and I could have and should have asked him. And he's come to my New Earth visionings to several of them, I think, too. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, he's
Nice.
great. Yeah. Um, yeah, so you're doing your best to put it out there. What time is it there?
Here it's a 7:30 in the
Okay, yeah.
evening.
Yeah. And like so where and what so I wanted to hear just a little more. Like you living in Montenegro, what are you just rented a place and you're just what are you up to?
I'm staying at this place that's called Playworking, and it's kind of like a home for digital nomads. It's like
Yeah.
a three story kind of a hostel type of thing.
Yep.
Uh, and it's on the
And
Lustitsa Peninsula, so it's really beautiful. There's the Bay of Kotor.
I'm gonna
They
look
call
up
it
the
Boka
map
Bay.
right now. What's the name of the town that you're in then?
The town I'm in? Well, the closest one is Radovici.
Well, I'm just gonna look up Montenegro.
The
How,
closest like city is Tivat.
all right. Let's get the map. How did you even decide or come to go to such a place?
Like a lot of people that I've met, it's just outside the Schengen region, and so like our tourist visas expire in Europe, in the EU, and then we come outside of it. And so I was actually for the first month I was here, I was staying, or the first three weeks I was staying just like right over the border. I could throw a rock into Croatia basically from where I was.
Right, and so wait, are you on the sea then? What town did you say? I see Tivat. Are you close to
Yeah,
that?
I'm close to Tivat on that peninsula right there.
So you're on the Adriatic Sea, just right across from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah.
and of course it's just up the coast from Greece, but you've got what is between you and Greece, Albania.
Yeah. And
God,
I was in
I've been
Greece
to
for
Italy
Christmas.
before. I've never been to Greece, but it's weird that it's so close to all those countries. And it's this own little Bosnia and oh God,
And
right?
there's the pyramids. I went to the pyramids in Bosnia year before last.
Okay.
And do you know about those?
I've heard, yeah, a little bit. That's right. I do know a little bit about it.
It's
Not
pretty
much.
interesting. It's like Dr. Sam Osmanovic or something like that. That like what discovered them, and then they had. I remember I met JJ Hurtak at the Conscious Life Expo when I went there several
Yeah,
years
he'll
ago.
be there again. I met him at Contact in the Desert, and I bought one of his new books, him and Desiree. It's a collection of essays on sound, which I haven't read yet. But actually, his name's been coming up because there's something a little off about him. I don't
Oh yeah.
know, but he's pretty cool. But it still is like so. You're on that peninsula, that
Yeah.
crazy peninsula, and there's like hardly. It's not very populated or settled. The
Actually, I was
coast.
thinking my host kind of reminds me of you sometimes. Like I don't know, he's from New York, and he just kind of like I don't know, the way you guys talk is like somewhat similar.
The guy who owns this hostel, this play work, play state,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, yeah, and he bought
is a
some
New
land up in
Yorker.
the mountains, and he wants to make these dome retreat there. He wants to like make 12 dome homes that are kind of like semi-temporary style that people can come and retreat in.
So okay, where did you say you are? I'm looking at the peninsula. There's the town of Crotoli, that's the big town, and then there's Lustica is right in the center. God,
Yeah,
that's a
there's like I'm really close to Radovici, and then the one actual name of the little village that I'm in is what is it here? Jurashevici.
God.
Jurashevici, I guess you say.
Yeah,
I took two language lessons from this German woman well, she was born here, but she went and lived in Germany, and now she's back and she's giving lessons. Uh, I take the take.
Are you close to the coast or what? Are you on the?
We're like on the top of the, in the middle of the peninsula,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
as far as
What did you
distance to
say
the
was the name
water.
of the town?
Jurashevici, I think is
Yep,
how
I
you say
see
it.
it. I
Yeah.
see it up there in the middle.
But I was staying in Herceg Novi for the first 3 weeks here, and yeah, I took some lessons in the town of Zelenica, and this this uh, this woman is a barista in the this train car cafe. It's like a train car from 1902, and the train doesn't come through anymore, but there's like it's like a wonderful little cafe. So I went there several times and took a couple lessons, uh, starting
So
to
you're
learn.
learning the language, and it's just a mile up from the that little cove down there. It looks like there's a beach that you could just go right down this road.
Yeah, I
That's
went there and there was a double rainbow, and I went in the sea.
wow, and it looks like some nice turquoise sandy water around there. I don't know,
Hmm.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you have like how do you get around?
I have a bicycle.
Yeah, but it's probably hilly though, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah,
mountains.
yeah. Even on the peninsula, I guess
Uh,
it looks pretty hilly, pretty big.
hmm. Yeah.
Crazy. Well, yeah, well, it's cool to connect with you. And yeah, that's wild. You're on this trip. It's just open-ended. You're just like kind of just like doing
I'm
your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually trying to get residency. I've already started a process to get residency here.
In Montenegro?
Yeah, it was serendipitous. Like I showed up here because of I was trying to stay longer in Italy, but I misunderstood the tourist visa rule. You're you're supposed to stay out for 90 days during every 180-day period. Uh, and the way I interpreted that was like you could be for 3 months inside and then stay 3 months out and then come back for another 3 months. But
Yeah.
it's like if you take any chunk of 180 days, then you
Oh,
can
I
only be
remember
90
reading
days.
about that. So it cut you short because of that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, when I got there, they were like, you can only be here for 20 days. Do you know that? And I was like, no, I was trying to stay here like
Yeah.
for longer. Um,
Yeah.
But anyway, serendipitously, there's this interesting libertarian organization that's like a bunch of Russian people, and it's called Monte Libero, and they're doing like this, kind of like crypto anarchy stuff. They call it panarchy. They say everyone should be able to choose their own form of government and just subscribe to it like you subscribe to Spotify, and then unsubscribe if they don't like it.
It's so weird. I'm looking at what an interesting little country. It's only got a population of 600,000, and that the bay, you're on that peninsula, and then there's a bay, and then it goes through into this other bays. It's such a weird in relationship of bay, water and land in the
Yeah,
country.
it's one big funny shaped bay.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty big, right? Yeah.
Hmm. And there's
Wow.
there's a ferry that goes from, so you don't have to do the inner, like you don't have to go all the way around. You
Right.
can
You can
go
go to right across.
at that point where the land is closest together before it gets to like the back bay.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's free if you're on foot. So that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Or
And I
like
guess the food must be pretty good there.
I haven't had a lot of different like local food. Actually hardly any. I did go to a nice vegan restaurant the other day.
Okay. I don't,
And
yeah,
believe
you don't, you, it's funny because, you always hear about Italian food, you hear about like Greek, Mediterranean food, but for all of these Slavic countries, you never
you,
hear
you
much
know what I
about it.
love about the Slavic countries that they don't really have in Italy is they have this stuff called borek, and
Yeah,
it's sort of like a pastry. Like I always get the spinach one
right.
that they have. Normally it's with meat,
Yeah,
but it's like they're really tasty, and they have
yeah,
them in Greece and they have them here all through the like Balkans.
yeah.
And It's
Uh,
actually I mean I actually like that a lot better than like the pastry stuff like in Italy, um, for me anyway.
all right. Well, okay. So, but but we still, I guess you normally schedule these for like an hour, right? Would be a typical call. I mean, obviously they can go longer. Is that what do you typically give
Yeah,
for
I
your?
was thinking maybe like an hour and a half.
All
Uh,
right. Well, like I said, I'm just getting up and want to get on with my day, but let's go through your agenda. The manipulated and authentic consciousness and identity. All the new ways of relating to ourselves, nature, and others, methods to more effectively express our desires and creativity and peace through our efforts to deepen understanding within us and between us with some considerable focus dedicated also to the natural world. That's
mm.
cool.
Yeah, I was kind of just going through that by myself, but nobody was on here
Yeah.
and saying like my hope is to help us all to reconnect, to like to kind of break the God spell of this program that divinity is somewhere beyond our grasp and that we have to like kind of grovel to please it.
Yeah.
Uh, and that we have to integrate that like into the truth that divinity is within all of us and actually live from that awareness.
So, of course, you know about Z Earth Star, the Chinese girl that I work with, right?
I still listen to her, yeah.
Yeah, she just did two videos last week that were both free. Even this one on Saturday, which she said would normally have been just for her, community that you pay to be part of the Earth Star Academy. She did it live for everyone, and both of them were really good. Especially there was Wednesday and Saturday, and they're on her, YouTube, to watch the replays, and she was really on point. Essentially speaking about what you just said, like about connecting to your divinity and breaking that false matrix programming and all. So that's kind of her mission and her work. And I'm staying, I'm not like super connected right now to the community and doing her program, but I definitely keep on top of it. And then I just found this YouTube channel of a pretty newly awakened starseed counselor, and I've been binge watching all of her videos recently, like
Mm.
literally binge watching. Like the last few days, I've watched so many of her videos, her interviews, that's what I just did this morning was one of her meditations. Her name is Lily Nova. Her channel is
Okay,
Lily Nova Starseed.
cool.
She's got an interesting story. Z, of course, is young, but she's been awakened for over 10 years now, since 12 years, you could say. She woke, she got her call when she was 18 in 2013. And then she worked, diligently until I met her in 2018, 2019, when she started to be out there. So, she's been in the public eye and working now since 2018. So, a good few years, and she's quite adept at this point. So this Lily Nova Starseed is really adept, but she only woke up in 2020. She was an astrophotographer. Like she was into, taking photographs, astronomy photographs, and then she made contact with like a ship or something, and then she's like fully connected and woke, and
Well,
she's got quite a community and people following her, and she's really adept. Like
well,
I said,
that's interesting. That's something astrocartography is something I only just heard about like a couple months ago. It's like connecting with the map of the Earth, right?
No, and I don't know if it was it was more astrophotography, I think. I
Oh,
don't even know
photography.
that
Okay.
much about her background. She was just into having cameras to take pictures of the telescope, astronomy pictures, I think.
Mm.
And then mostly she made contact with like a craft, and she's obviously fully, aligned with them. So she's now completely, she's been I haven't gone back, but it seems like she really started putting a lot of videos out about 2 years ago, and they look really good. But that's about it. I don't know how long she's been on the scene doing it. Now, let me just check in with Planet for a second. He says he's coming over. You remember Planet, don't you?
No, I don't remember Planet.
You don't know Planet? Oh, hey, Planet.
But
What,
is it Captain Planet?
right
I
now, give me a few minutes. I'm just getting going, okay?
He's live on YouTube, Planet.
Do you remember this guy Keegan? Because you were here a bit. You never remember meeting Planet Mechanic.
Uh-uh.
I'm
He's a
talking to
mechanic
Keegan.
of planets.
Keegan would lived here for a little bit on and off. He's in Montenegro now, Anyway, what come over in what, half an hour or something? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, take your time. Uh,
We are on live on YouTube.
oh, you are? Well,
Yeah,
then give me a few
you might as
minutes.
well say, Harlan, for anybody that might be watching this, is the author of Portal
Wait,
to the New Earth, and that's what
what?
he's representing at his Conscious Life Expo.
Oh, wait, hold on a second, Kiki. Let me finish with Planet. Okay, so I'll see you in what, 15, 20, whatever. Give me some time. Okay.
The
Yeah,
planet is
it's funny.
coming.
Yeah, whatever. He's like in his 70s, and you never met him.
Ah,
I don't know. He's a good friend. He's really into my portals that are set up here. He's always helping me with that stuff.
cool.
So yeah. So wait,
Yeah,
what were you
I'm hoping that this will also become a portal to the New Earth, and people will jump on and like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I know. So let's see
Aquarian
next.
Renaissance. What's that?
The
Uh,
what?
the Aquarian Renaissance.
Oh, right. Yeah. Tell people. Yeah, yeah. And even so, your subject line for the last email was, "Are you part of the People's Reset?" A little. I think it could have been better. It should have been more like, join us on the Aquarian Renaissance calls. So it was
Ah,
more
yeah.
explicit because
Ah, yeah, yeah.
that didn't catch my eye. And then I got the 15-minute. We're starting in 15 minutes. I'm like, what? Okay, I'll try to jump on. So just, you should obviously keep promoting it, putting it out there. And
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to work on refining the art of the emails.
it's going to be like, I like that it's scheduled for every, wait, does it have it in here? Oh, in this one, in that email, it doesn't say, it just says the next one will be Wednesday, you know, at this time. You didn't say
Uh,
you're doing every Wednesday. So just put it out there again every Wednesday at this time. I think it'll be good to, like, have, I think that's great that you can do that, especially at least the next few Wednesdays for now to try to build some momentum with it. And
mm,
I'll jump on. I'll remember, send the email out. I'll jump on next Wednesday. I'll tell some other people. I'll promote it. And maybe we'll have a nice little group of people jump in to have you guide us on your way of bringing about the Aquarian Renaissance.
awesome. Yeah, thank you for that support.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, like I said, I should get together. He's going to come over soon, and I got to get to work getting my table. Wait, what were you saying about what I should say for my Conscious Life Expo?
Oh, I was just saying, well, by the way, we are live on YouTube, so it's like just tell people that,
Oh, wait, this
just
is
tell
live
them.
on YouTube, so people might be watching the YouTube of us. Oh, great. Pretty informal. All right, everyone
Pretty
who's
informal.
watching this live or watching or the replay, come to LAX Hilton for the Conscious Life Expo, February 7th to 10th. I'll have a table, exhibitor table set up there. Okay, thanks for the
Yeah, and
plug.
even if not, it's good to know that Harlan is the author of this book that's called Portal to the New Earth, and it's really interesting. He's done a lot of work
Right?
in creating these beautiful demonstrations of sacred geometry that you can walk inside and experience
Yeah, yeah, the
for yourself.
website portal to the new earth.com, all one word is portal to the new earth. Some people will be like portal to a new world. I'm like, what? It's portal to the new earth. The portal to the new earth is a YouTube channel. And before I sign off, then, since we're doing some plugs, I just got invited to be flown out to West Virginia on March 22nd for what's called Transition Talks. It's
Transition
put on by
talks.
the Arlington Institute. So I'll definitely talk about this next week and plug it some more. But they're going to have Robert Edward Grant do the main talk that afternoon. And I'm going to be doing my Portal to the New Earth presentation on the morning there as part of this live in person. And of course, also broadcast, recorded, I think, transition talks. So that was big news for me to get
Awesome.
on board.
Have you met Robert Edward Grant before?
I've met him a couple of times, and every time I've met him, I'm sorry to say, but he wouldn't even like pay any attention or give me the time of day, and he would immediately turn away and talk to other people.
Oh,
And
dang.
This is like I met him at Burning Man, and I had already pre-emailed him that I was going to come to meet him and give him a copy of my book because I include some of his information on sound and frequency in my book. And I go up to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't accept your book. I'm here and traveling in. I flew in and flew out, and I don't want to have to carry your book." And then immediately, I'm like, I've got this portal installation that's just straight out from where I'm meeting him. He wouldn't even talk to me. He would immediately turned away and talked to other people and just completely like gave me the cold shoulder and shunned me.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah, so now I'm going to be the opening speaker for him. So maybe he'll start to like, and I've emailed him too, because we have mutual friends and I've connected him with him through email. And I also connected to him live in person at Disclosure Fest, where he was being like glommed on by people. But even so, yeah, he's not very forthcoming, and warm and engaging at
Huh.
all.
Wow.
He's too important for that.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess it's to be expected sometimes. Yeah.
When you're that important and whatever, yeah, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. I was really wanting to like bring him out to see my portal installation and really drop in as a seasoned burner. It was his first time there. It was my 21st or 22nd time,
Wow.
anyway. Which reminds me, though, I need to get in touch with those people. It was at the Camp Mystic, and friends with them, and they're wanting to give me a good slot next year to present if I'm going to be there, which is where he was presenting at. All right, well, cool. So
Are you
thanks for
doing any more
playing.
portals to the New Earth gatherings?
Oh my God. I don't know. You haven't been reading my newsletter, have you? Maybe.
Uh-uh.
It's okay because I just sent it out. You should read it. So that's the other thing. So Conscious Life Expo, transition talks, and then I'm working with Arco Santi, which is that Palo Solari's city of the future, their whatever experimental urban laboratory in the middle of Arizona.
That's the
To
last thing I
actually
read that you wrote was when you went on the journey over there and you had a crazy problem with the van and all that.
Oh God, that was back, yeah, when I went there for Form Festival. So I've since have been meeting with the new executive director about not only helping with their alumni reunion and the follow-up event, which is called Psychedelic Imagination and Ecological Consciousness, of which he's giving me a key part of producing that and presenting on my work as part of that. And that's the first weekend of May, but this is the director's kind of like oversight, so he has the name for that. But then I used to go in 2017, 2018 to their Convergence Festival, which they put on, but the people who live there no longer live there to put it on. So I'm been in discussion with them since last fall, and we have not actually pulled the trigger on the date and making it official, but to do an official portal to the new earth Convergence Festival, bringing them together there at Arcosanti next fall in October or November. So
Seems like a
that's
really cool venue.
yeah, yeah, I know. So that is, my focus besides, possibly doing this new lotus flower installation for Burning Man. And I'm in touch with, I just got rejected by the second year in a row, the Electric Forest, that big festival in Rothbury, Michigan. You can't apply to do art installations. They have to ask you to apply. So I was
Uh,
invited to apply last year and this year, and both times they rejected me. I'm in touch with Lightning in a Bottle. I'm in touch with High Vibe Fest. Those are the only two other festivals I'm looking at doing this year, and possibly Burning Man, and then trying to do my festival. So that's about it. Like I'm not like yeah. So that's my
right on. Well, I hope that works out, like I said, especially Aquasanti. That sounds awesome. Are you still there? Oh, man, I lost you, but thanks for joining me.
even with
For
that psychedelic imagination and ecological consciousness. That's set. Uh-oh, did I break? Did I drop out? I don't know. But
you dropped
anyway,
out for a second, but now you're back.
yeah, so the one in the first weekend of May is basically set, but we haven't announced it yet, and it's not like, completely officially announced. But essentially he said that it's set. So we need to start working on it, and that's coming up soon. So got to get focused on that. All right. Well, cool. Let me get ready for Planet to come over, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Harlan. It's great connecting. And thanks for anybody that happened to watch. I'm going to sign off here as well. And we'll see you guys next week for Aquarian Renaissance
I don't know
Roundtable.
what happened. I can't hear you,
Uh,
but I'm cutting out.
that's all right. We're just signing off. Thank you so much for jumping on and talking with me.
Yeah,
And
yeah, cool.
awesome. Yeah, we'll see you next week, everybody.